right, so we went out to the playground and we measured. And we got 24 and 16. And some of you, I was amazed. You were able to add that out in your head outside without even having to write it down. So LES, when you added it in your head outside, what did you get?
40.
40. Wyatt, what did you get?
40.
Good. Braylon?
40.
40. So I'm going to write it up here to show you how they got 40. And they're right. Ellie right away says, well, 6 plus 4 is 10. So we have to put down the 0, carry the 1. So then that would be another extra 10. So we have 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more would be 4. So it is our playground, our swing set going across is about 40 feet. We did have to round it up a little bit because it was closer to 40 than to 39, but we did have to round it up. So on that spot that we have left, our playground swings are 40 feet long.
They're pretty big.
Okay, now we have this paper done. So can you just flip it to the front side and we'll turn that in just a little bit. But we're going to start this next paper. And before we do that, I did forget to tell the secret walkers, and a lot of you did a great job of reminding me. And the boy I knew would make it. That was Journey. And the girl was LEA. I didn't see you walking back because you were a little bit behind. But I'm going to give it to you because I think you walked nicely. Okay? Okay. All right. So today, second graders, we're going to move on to lesson 4. And today we're going to learn how to compare lengths in our customary system. So what I want you to do is get out your rulers now. Get out your rulers and set them nicely on your desk off to the side.
Mine's kind of bent.
Okay, just watching for people. I didn't bend it, you bent it, not me. You're gonna have to make it work. Okay, now our essential question, of course, what we're learning this whole chapter is how can I measure objects? Okay, that's our question that we've been working on this whole chapter. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to compare them. And this is awesome because this actually works perfect with adjectives from last week. Comparative adjectives. So right now, we need to find 2 objects that we can measure in our classroom. Kinsley, what do you think?
Your tablet?
My iPad or your guys' iPads? Okay, well actually let's just do this because I think ours are the same size. I'll do it too. Let's measure, because you have your rulers. I'm borrowing Mason's, but let's measure your iPads going across this way. So measure yours and I will measure mine. And go to the nearest inch.
Oh, mine's
Yeah, you could do the case. So, Addie asked, can we do the case? Yes, measure going across your iPad case.
10.
Second graders, I just said to measure. Measuring doesn't mean you need your mouth. Measure means use your hands, use your ruler, use your eyes. Hayden. Okay, now, before we say what our iPad is across, I want you right at the top, iPad. And then just nicely try to draw your iPad. And it's probably just going to be more of a square. Yours does have like a little handle on it. Now, on the count of 3, I want you to tell me how many inches your iPad is. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
10!
Okay, I hear 10 and I hear 11. Okay? Mine was 10. So, I would say most of yours are about 10 or maybe 11, depending on if you measured your whole case or part of your case. But I would say it's about 10 inches. So, underneath your word, iPad, and your drawing of your iPad, actually, let's write it over here. Let's put 10 IN for inches. Now, we found one item. We need to find something else we can measure. LES. Oh, my hockey pitcher? My pitcher of my girls? Okay. All right. LES. You want to come measure that? Okay, so we're going to put a picture frame because you got your moms and dads maybe have pictures at home. I'm going to put down here picture and Carson, and I want you to write that. And I think we're going to draw a rectangle again for my picture frame, but this way mine's going to be taller. Okay, Ellie, you want to go measure it? Can you reach? You can go around the side. 8. Oh, you know what, Ellie? Let's do this. Let's measure going across the other way. Since we did our iPad that way, should we do it the same way?
No.
Yeah, let's do that, because guess what? When we measure, we can measure the height and we can measure the width. So let's do the width on both of them.
Miss Murphy, some picture frames are squares.
That's right. There are different sizes. So my picture frame going across is 6. Just like going across your iPad was 10. All right, now we have to write a couple words. This chapter is all about comparing. So if we're comparing lengths, and I think this iPad is 10 inches and this picture is 6 inches for its width, which one's bigger, Ingrid?
iPad.
The iPad, the iPad.
Put your period for N.
Oh, thank you, Ingrid. You did remember that. Good job. So, now, Ingrid said this one's bigger, but when we're measuring, do we measure how big something is or how long it is? So we're going to say the iPad is longer. Good job, longer. So do you remember that from last week in grammar? We have our adjective we're using to compare, and I'm actually going to write it in black so you guys can see it. Somewhere by the iPad, I want you to write the word long. Longer. Good job. And we have the ER because we're comparing two things. Now, yes, the picture is long. But when we're comparing two things, when we're measuring, this is longer, this is I heard a couple of you say that. Shorter. So this one is shorter. So by the picture frame, I want you to write shorter. The picture frame's shorter, the iPad's longer. Okay? So that's what we're going to be working on this lesson, is shorter, longer, and comparing items. Okay, when you have that done, I love your handwriting, Mason. Great job. Turn yours to the guided practice, please.
I didn't put the shorter one.
Oh, you got to do that yet? Okay. But I love your handwriting. Keep that up. It looks beautiful. Okay, does everybody have this?
No.
Okay. Okay. I'll wait a minute.
I think this Addie up. We're going to measure more. Miss Murphy. Please stop us. For measuring a car.
Okay. All right. Just waiting for a few people. Okay. I'm going to go on to the next page. On the next page it says you can compare lengths of objects. So look at this baseball bat, which some of you are playing baseball now, and a golf club. So this baseball bat is 33 inches. This one's 31 inches. Now, to compare them, the baseball bat is 33 inches long, The golf club is 31 inches long. So to find the difference, to compare them, I would need to subtract. And you could subtract, you could think over here, 33 minus 31. Well, that's only 2 difference. So you could subtract going down, or you can think in your head, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to practice doing this. We're going to practice comparing and kind of finding the difference. I would like Kinsley, because she brought today a new box of crayons. Can you get out 1 new crayon? And I'm going to walk over here, and I'm just going to borrow one of Charlotte's pencils. Is that okay, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Because you have a brand new pencil. Okay, so you have a brand new crayon and a brand new pencil. All right, Kinsley, since we're borrowing your crayon, would you bring up your ruler? Okay, so Kinsley's going to measure her crayon. And Charlotte, will you measure your pencil? Oh, that's okay.
My mask was under my paper and I couldn't find it.
Okay, so Kinsley's going to measure hers in inches. How many inches did you get?
3.5.
3.5. So, yeah, let's say it's 3. I think it's closer to 3. So Kinsley, would you write 3 inches? And all of you guys write 3 inches. So it is kind of almost 3.5, but we'll just put 3 for the crayon. Okay, Charlotte's going to measure the pencil. And make sure you put it way at the end on this one, Charlotte. It's right in the middle again. It's at 7.5. So should we say 7? Yeah. Sometimes it's good if you round down on 1. You should round down on
I do
both.
7, then put 1 line, then a 2. On the 2 is on the bottom.
Like this.
Yeah. But we're going to the nearest inch. Okay, now let's think, guys. Is the pencil is blank inches blank? Okay, what are we going to have to write there? I'm just going to check my teacher's guide just to make sure I'm having you do this right.
Yeah, she got all the answers right there.
I am, but this is a brand new curriculum, Wyatt.
She can look at all the answers.
We never knew that.
Miss Murphy,
And guess what? It doesn't even give me any answers.
Miss
Okay.
Murphy.
So we're just going to do it the way that I think we're going to do it. So let's compare them. So the pencil is 7, the crayon's 3. What's the difference? If I subtract 7 and 3, what's the difference, Kinsley? Okay, the pencil is 7. The crayon is 3. So if I take 3 away, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the pencil is 4 inches. So put 4 there. And then you can do the next part, Charlotte, okay? Is the pencil 4 inches longer or shorter than the crayon? Longer. So then on this line, Charlotte's going to write longer. So the pencil is 4 inches longer. So what we had to do is we had to subtract to find the difference.
Miss Murphy.
And it's right here. And if you're struggling, Charlotte was kind of struggling with the word longer, it does say right longer or shorter.
Just underline it.
And you can underline them. Yep, good idea.
Cross off shorter.
No, we might need that one.
Oh.
Okay, so don't cross it off, just underline it, because you might need that one. Awesome job.
I was like, cross off shorter.
Make my line perfect.
Okay, so Mason, do you have this? The pencil is 4 inches longer. Now, we're going to do, instead of the next one, it looks like a chalkboard. Well, we as teachers don't really have chalkboards anymore, but we have whiteboards. So, Kaden, can I have you come up here and measure with my measuring tape the height of the chalkboard? Actually, I'll hold it up here, and you go to the bottom.
Closest to 4 feet.
4 feet. So Kaden just measured it. So Kaden, I'll let go of it gently. And you can go right up there. The whiteboard is 4 feet for its height. Okay.
Let's use backwards.
Addie, I'm going to have you come and measure Mrs. Murphy's desk, how tall it is. I'll hold it on the floor. You measure up here. How many feet to the closest foot?
5.
Nope, honey, that's inches, honey.
Oh.
So it's between the 2 and the 3, but it's really closer to the 2, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's between the 2 and the 3, but we're going to go to the closest inch. So it's a 2.
So 2 feet.
Yeah, we're going to say 2 feet. Yep. Okay, so the whiteboard is 4, Mrs. Murphy's desk is 2. Now, I should have made this, sorry, kind of cut this off so I had to move it up. So if the desk is 2 and the whiteboard is 4, what's the difference when I subtract them? What's the difference, Wyatt? Four minus 2. 4, take 2 away. 2. So the difference is 2, because 2 plus 2 is 4. So the desk is 2 feet. Is it going to be shorter or longer than the whiteboard?
Shorter.
Everybody? Shorter. Shorter. So we're going to put shorter on this line. The desk is 2 feet shorter than the whiteboard. Okay, when you have those 2 done, flip it over to the independent practice. We're going to do this all together.
The independent practice?
Yeah.
Miss Murphy.
Libby, you want to measure a car with
All right. Oh, here, bud. Here's the word right there. Hayden, go flip down and pick that up. Don't do that again, please. All right, now we are going to measure a paper clip in inches. So can I have Aria? Will you bring your ruler up here? And Aria's going to figure out how many inches is this? 2. All right, it is 2 inches. So everybody needs to write by the paper clip. When it pops up, you can write 2 inches, okay? There you go. 2 inches. Okay. The next thing is a highlighter. Ingrid, would you come up here and measure the highlighter? It's going to look just a second. I have 2 different kinds. Use that one. I guess the other one's short, skinnier. I don't know if it's the same size. Oh, no, it's a highlighter. Yeah, it would say it's probably closer to. Oh, yeah, I would say 6. Yep. It's not quite 6, but it's closest to the 6. Now, we have to figure out the difference. So the highlighter is 6, the paper clip's 2, so I'm going to subtract. Lewis, what is 6 minus 2? 4. So we're going to say the paper clip is 4 inches. Is going to be shorter or longer? What do you think, Lily? No, I think you had it right. Shorter. The paper clip is 4 inches shorter than the highlighter. So on the line, Carson, put that away, please. Shorter.
Are we actually measuring class?
Okay.
Can we go measure yours?
we are not going to go out to the parking lot because it's kind of dangerous to go out in the parking
Darn
lot.
it.
But I did look it up, the average car, because cars and trucks could be different. But I looked it up to see what the average car is. Raise your hand if your moms or dads have cars. Most of you do.
Yeah.
Okay, put your hands down. Raise your hand if your mom and dad has a truck. Oh! Okay.
Two.
Put
Mine
your
has
hands
the
down.
four.
Raise your hand if you have like both a car and a truck.
Well, we don't have a truck, but
Second graders, I didn't say talk with your mouth. Carson! I didn't say to talk with your mouth. I said raise your hand. Your hands don't talk. All right, now I looked up the average car, and the average car is 14.7. So we're going to round that up to 15 feet. So the average car, if you're going up high, I think that's the length. 1 second, guys. I did put the height, but let me just say, just make sure. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. It's, what did I just say?
15.
That doesn't seem right though. That's gotta be the, that's
You
gotta
said
be,
14.7.
yeah, that's gotta be the length, because there's no way it would be like 15 feet. That's gotta be the length.
Up and down like the back of the car.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
You should ask Siri.
Why is it not telling me?
Ask Siri. Siri.
Should I ask her?
Yeah.
That's my grandma.
Okay, 1 second. I know.
how long is
Hey
it called?
Siri, what's the height of a car?
Okay. Hey Siri, what is the height of a car?
Here's what I found.
Oh, I have to read it. She's not going to tell me. Average car lengths. Let's see. I want how tall the car is. So it's 15 to 16 feet long. What I'm finding, it is about 7 feet high for the average car. Which is right because I'm about almost 6 feet. And it's just a little bit taller than me. Same with you, Mrs. Stewart, that sound about right? Okay, so let's put 7. So the length of it though, guys, if we were to measure that, is about 15 feet.
No, it's 7.
But the height is 7 feet.
I can't believe there's a car.
I can't believe they wanted us to go on a parking.
Okay, and you would have to measure my truck because my truck is really high. So we'll just do, excuse me, we'll just do the average. Now, I'm going to have a friend, let's see. Lila, would you come measure how tall Mrs. Murphy's bookcase is back? Actually, let's do that bookcase.
What's a bookcase?
Bookcase, right here, bookshelf is another name. Maybe you guys call them shelves instead of cases.
I call them bookcase.
Okay, Lila, you can take
I
that.
call them shelves. I call them shelves. They're not even a
I don't say them.
Oh, Lila wants to do the big one. So Lila, 6, and that would be 7. So it's closer to what? 7. Okay. Uh-oh.
7 plus 7 makes 14. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's
okay.
7 plus
So,
7.
7 and 7.
14.
So, about
14.
4. Okay, but we're subtracting to find the difference. 7 minus 7. 0. They're going to be about, they have to be about what?
Equal.
Equal.
Can we
About.
do the equal sign?
You can put the equal sign, sure. So, our shelf in a car is kind of about equal.
But you still have to write the word down.
Yeah, and looking at that, I think the car maybe was more 6. The truck might be a little bit higher, but that's all right.
Forget about it. They're like, oh my god, it would probably be higher than a measure.
Okay, we got two are numbers, 5 and 6. Raise your hand if you haven't had a turn today yet. Tyson, would you take off your shoe and come up here and measure it? Carson, please be quiet so we can keep going. All right. Tyson is going to measure his shoe, and we're just going to go off of his shoe. How many inches is Tyson's shoe? So start at 0. Can we maybe go like this, buddy? Let's like across it like this, okay? So put the 0 here. And let's go all the way to the 10. Okay, Tyson's is 10. Tyson, would you write 10 inches? Up here, 9 rows.
Yeah.
Mine's 5 now.
Mine's 10.
Okay. The car is 0 feet.
I don't like when it's on a big like that.
I'm going to go back. Okay, now. We're going to measure a binder. It kind of looks like a book, but I guess Mrs. Murphy has the closest thing to a book is my binder here. Corla, would you come up and measure my binder? Kind of like this book.
That's probably going to be 11. I'm guessing.
It's okay. It still works.
I'm guessing 100. I'm guessing 100.
Hey, Corla measured with her ruler. You can see it's pretty much, hers curves at the end because it's a really cool like ruler that also is a bracelet. So it's curved, so it is 12 inches about. Now, we need to find the difference. 10 and 12. 12 minus 10. Brooklyn, what is 12 minus 10? What is it, Brooklyn? 2. Okay. So we found the difference. 12 minus 10 is 2. So the shoe is 12 inches. Am I going to say shorter or longer? Shorter. Yep. The shoe is 2 inches shorter than the book. So Tyson's shoe is 2 inches shorter than Mrs. Murphy's binder, the book.
A door and markers.
Okay, now.
It's 24.
Okay, I have an idea for this one, but we're gonna do this door first because we have a door here. I'm gonna have Libby. We have to change the yards. So Libby is going to come over here. Okay. This is 1 yard. Okay, let's put it like what we did up here. 2 yards. Is it going to even get to 3? Oh! 2 yards. 2 yards.
I bit this one.
So we're just going to round it. And it is definitely closer to 2 yards than 3.
24. You don't even have to go outside in the hallway.
Yeah, we do.
No, because of our paper.
Or other people.
Mrs. Murphy's going to wait till it's quiet. All right. Now, we could definitely go out in the hallway and measure again these lockers with our ruler sticks this time, but we don't have to because we can think and we can look back at yesterday's paper where we measured the lockers in feet. So can you guys look back at your lockers? Just look back. Not with your mouth, with your eyes. Carson. Not with your mouth, please. Carson, put on your mask. Okay, who remembers, looking at the paper, how many feet the locker 24. Okay. So we're going to pretend these are lockers. I'm going to draw a picture. It's 24 feet. If I have 1 yardstick, how many feet is that?
3 feet.
How many feet are on here? How many ruler sticks? Kaden?
3 feet.
3 feet. Okay, so this is going to be 1 yard. That's 3 feet.
I know how many inches.
I'm not done yet because I got to get to 24. So now I'm going to add another ruler stick. So now I have 2 yards. What is 3 plus 3? Everybody? 6. I'm not done yet. I'm going to add another ruler stick for 3 yards. What is 6 plus 3? 9. Am I done yet?
No.
Let's add another ruler stick for 4 yards. 9 plus 3.
12.
12. Okay. I'm going to add another ruler stick. What's 12 plus 3?
15.
15. Am I done yet?
No.
No. Let's add another yardstick. 15 plus 3. 18.
18.
Am I done yet?
No.
Okay, 7 yards.
20s.
21.
18 plus 3 is?
21.
Am I done yet?
No.
No.
All right.
So close.
24.
What is
24 yards,
You got
24
it.
feet.
So how many yardsticks would we need? 8. We would need 8 yardsticks to get our 24 feet that we measured yesterday. Did you see how Mrs. Murphy had to use both feet and yards to figure that problem out?
Yeah.
And sometimes you do need to do that, like when you're measuring, even when you're becoming an adult, and you're measuring to move things, or to get new carpet, or to get new flooring, you have to be able to use math to figure out how much of something you need to buy. Okay.
Or see how long your house is.
Definitely. Maybe you want new siding, new windows, a new roof.
New house.
Okay.
New
Now, we gotta find the difference. This was about 2. This was 8. The door is, so we gotta subtract to find the difference between the yardsticks. 8 minus 2. Guys, what's 8 minus 2?
6.
Okay. Now, the door is 6 yards longer or shorter? Shorter. Yep, it is shorter than the lockers. Okay,
Simple math.
when you get done, go to the back. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Listen, Mrs. Murphy is going to give you the choice. You can either X it off and not do it, or you can do it later at home for fun. But I'm not going to do it with you today because you guys worked really hard on math. Instead of doing the problem solving and brain builders, we have about like 8 minutes. That's it. I want us to do, and leave your papers on your desk because I'm going to pick them up and Mrs. Stewart will pick them up. I want us to go to Excel, and I want us to start with S2. Do not do S1. That's on temperature. And I can see a lot of you like Lea, Kaden, Addie, Lewis, Journey, Wyatt, Rigel Xander, Mason, John, Raylan. You guys all already have it to 100. So you guys don't have to worry about this one.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you guys did this one last week. So if you got to 100, then you're going to move on to S3, and nobody has started this one. Okay? All right. We're going to work for about 8 minutes, and then we're going to get ready for music already. Go ahead and go.
Is it math?
Yeah, math.
I started on it.
3.
Yours wasn't plugged in last night. I plugged yours in this morning when I got here. So that's why I didn't fully charge, because you didn't charge it last night. You didn't plug it in. last 3.
I already started on it though. I don't know why it didn't show.
You started. I only called off the people that finished. You started it, but you didn't
Well, I
finish
got
it.
S3. No, I didn't.
It's okay, you're just used to handing it in, aren't you? I decided I'd save everybody's time. What?
Lewis, math papers on the ground.
Lewis.
Do it until it comes up. See for the last few even.
John, let me see what you're at.
You had a chance to pick up when we got back from lunch.
Oh, never mind.
What's that keyboard?
A keyboard?
It's 12 pieces. How many feet?
53 or 50 inches. 58.
No, 50 inches. Does this say ostrich?
John, where are you at? I'm at
Ostrich, yeah, so that's those really big birds.
Yeah, there's a big bird and the heaviest. Miss Murphy, did you say that this would be 3?
No,
No.
I would move that, right?
I'm at 72. Hold on.
Then it would be 4.
Wait.
So you gotta make sure you get every end, Ingrid. We're measuring it short.
I'm at 72. Yeah, I'll go for you.
Finish this. The shoe is 10, notebook is 12. The shoe is 2 inches
75.
length.
Hold on.
Is the shoe 2 inches longer or shorter? The shoe's longer than that?
No, 8 feet.
What one is longer?
Hold on, wait for me. No.
You were saying the shoe is longer than the notebook. So the shoe is 2 inches shorter or longer? So then you gotta figure out what one's the best measurement.
My desk over to the ceiling is 5 inches. 5 feet.
Good job. Nice work.